We're about to go live. We're pinwheeling. We're pinwheeling. I see things says we're live. Hello, world. Patricia O'Connor, Frida Reba Darcy, the Bonsai Balcony. We're here at Frida's Place tonight, and what you're looking at here is our Literati Japanese Black Pine. Tonight on the Bonsai Balcony, we're going to do a little return to Saturday Night Live. It's kind of I love doing these, y'all. And a couple of weeks ago, we did a four-parter on this, and when I got done, the coup de grace was where I put the wrap back on the trunk and put the motion in it. I was really happy. I was pretty happy with the way that crown, with our apex, the way that apex came out. I'm pretty happy with that. I was pretty happy with the motion here and the branches, the motion that we got in the branches. We got more than one direction going out of there. But also I had a little bit of a swing and a miss when it came to the motion that I wanted to put right here. I had thought about it maybe even a little too long, I don't know. But it seemed to me that what I wanted to do was take a long piece of steel, that long piece of steel, and catch the tree here, catch the tree here, and then catch the tree here, or maybe over here. That way that bar is going off that way away from the apex a little. And then without busting the pot or without losing my hold, would I be able to hold this pot down while cranking on that cheater bar? That was my $100 question, because this underpotted, hello Lee, with this underpotted literati underpotted pot, I was concerned. I'm concerned about two things. I was concerned about one, the root or the trunk or the tree just absolutely hopping out of the pot. It's pretty well in there. I'm just going to tell you right off, when it comes time to repot this, it's already pretty well in there. But the other thing was I had on video bound it up the way I wanted. We wrapped it up with raffia. We put wire around it. We got a good long cheat out of this guy. It was hanging out up there. I grabbed the pot by the base here and gave it a crank the opposite way, hoping to get some motion right in here going back this way. Some good motion, a bend, like I'm always saying, we want a good motion coming out of the ground. I'm not going to get a hard angle, but we're already starting to get bark approaching. So it's not now or never, but it would be a good time to get that done if we had some intention. I think this thing had a little bit more motion in it when I got it. It probably just kind of straightened out some. So that's what we're going to do tonight to finish the story. I was able to put a good hold here and to grab it with my cheater bar, and I was able to pull the motion in the tree that I saw the motion that I wanted to get in this tree. And then, like you do, I went just a little bit extra, and I saw that we didn't have any really big cracks or tears or any nightmares opening up there. That was all good. The problem was, as I released back on it, and I saw where I could have done this part better. It was a little looser, but I still got the bend right where I wanted it, as much as I wanted it. Only problem is I didn't have enough wire on this tree to hold that bend. Whenever I let whenever I let go and started easing back, it just went right back into place and held almost none of that. So I wasn't sure at the time if I wanted to stab a third wire in the pot around the base of this root pot. I mean, around the base of this tree down into the nabori right there, right along there. And so I gave it a minute, and then while we were having all of our monsoons and I was kind of knocked out of doing other stuff, I went ahead and tossed the third wire on here, knowing that I was ready to go. As far as I know, I think if I do what I did last time, we'll either get what I wanted out of this, or that wire will bust out and send dirt clods across the living room. And won't that be exciting? So that's what we're looking at doing tonight. I've got I don't know. I don't think I can. Yeah, no, she's over here. I've got Frida is just a little bit over here, but we'll pay Frida anyway. And then we're gonna get busy. I've got one other thing that I didn't use last time. I've still got more raffia in a bowl soaking. So we're ready when it comes to that. But I grabbed a couple of these. These are little hose knuckles. Just little pieces of hose that I cut. So they're just little ringlets that I can, and you can see that I've already thrown one around the trunk here and one around the trunk here. And no, I'm not just going to leave them there all willy nilly and see if they do something. We'll wire those down and then we'll lay that bar against those and we'll wire that bar down really, really, really good and solid. And we'll see how much we need to protect. We'll see how much we need to protect that going in. And if it looks like it's vulnerable, we'll slow down a little bit and put the raffia to it. But that's kind of what we have. That's kind of what we have going on. We can get rolling. I see us getting rolling on this. I have a plethora of tools. Like I already mentioned, I have raffia. I have scissors. I have pliers. I have pruners. I have these little guys. I have some little pieces of copper wire standing by for uh, for me to wire my little chunks of hose in place. And then I've got some aluminum wire that I will be using to wrap the bar in place. It's softer than the copper, but I'll use more of it. I'll use more of it, and B, golly, Pat. I'll use more of it, and B, I'll tie it up really, really good and tight. And it's not as expensive as my copper wire. And since it's kind of a one-time thing, I didn't want to use copper for that. These little pieces here going around my protective hose stuff, they are copper, but they are also scraps. So much appreciation to those guys for them. Today was a beautiful day on the balcony. We did something else today that was a follow up from one of our other shows. And at the end of that show, I mentioned that I would be doing this one. Only thing was, I said I would do it. I said I would be doing this show uh, tomorrow, and I won't be. I haven't thought of what we're going to do tomorrow, but I think today's show was the weather was absolutely beautiful here. I really enjoyed. Uh, I had all my ducks in a row, sort of. For me, I sort of had my ducks in a row. I didn't have to go out and run any errands or anything, which is nice on your day off when you don't have to hit the ground running on your day off. I especially like that, and it's gotten rare anymore. It seems like I've just got stuff to do every single day. But today was nice, and it was nice. It was nice to be able to spend time that doing good things around my house, and not having to go out and do good things to catch up. Yeah, that made for nice. And the show we did today went right in at 30 minutes, but it was also a follow up to a show that we've done in the past week. Something that I looked at and went, not quite Chef Kiss. We're right. We're right. We got that hand right up here, but it's not quite Chef Kiss. So I went back into that today and did a little work out there. It was a great day to be doing that too. I just enjoyed working. So short story long, I don't know. I'm not sure what now that I will be doing tomorrow, but also I think I don't know how much headroom I'm going to have here. I may just be standing. I may be the headless woman here, but that's you know, it's okay. No, no, I'm still in this. We're still in this, coach. So the idea I thought would be to lay this in here and tie it off, and then is that where I am? Yeah, that's where I am. Oop, 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 oop. And I want it to get tied off fairly up high. Above, above where we want our bin to be, of course. Of course, of course. Oh, come on. Not fumbling around. Yay. Yay, our side. Easy. So I'm getting all ready to do this bend, but depending on how well this bend goes, that should set us up for two more. Because while this should be a fairly heavy bend coming out of the bottom or fairly close to the bottom, that bend will at the same time uh, take the apex off level and kick it back. So there are two other bends in here that between the one we're going to make and the top, and I will go in with those guys and try to accentuate their bend slightly. Okay, okay, okay. I got another one right here. So far, I think this is going. I think this is going pretty okay. The show we shot today. The show we shot today was. Just do this, Pat. I uh had been processing most of the day, and it's done now. We'll drop it. We'll drop this a little while after this one. I think it's ready to go. Get in there and stay in there, please. Yeah. So didn't use that one, and it's not touching there. That's fine. I have this guy. We want our bin somewhere in here. Yeah, we want our bin somewhere in here. So I've got it cinched here. I've got it cinched here, and I've got it cinched here. That's a That's a 3 point hold. And no, I didn't end up using that raffia. It's okay. I didn't have this hose last time. I thought I had some hose last time, these pieces of hose, and that's why I busted out the raffia. Otherwise, I like the idea of raffia better than I like raffia. Uh, by that I mean, as far as aesthetics is concerned, and I was thinking about this earlier. It might be that as a Westerner, I think of it more as a Japanese thing than Japanese people. I thought I equated that like somebody in Russia whose thoughts of America were from watching westerns. Back in the day, they would buy a cowboy hat in the airport and expect to just walk out and fit right in. And maybe that's the way it is with raffia too. There are reasons why I wouldn't use raffia. I would use it to back up uh, the back of a bin, much like I try to use my wire. I try to make sure my wire is somewhere. If the major part of the bend is right here, I'm going to know while I'm wiring that the major part of the bend is going to be right here. And it would be a good thing as I come around to come around right there so that when I make that bend, there's a piece of wire right there pulled tight, backing up that whole thing, not letting it blow out. And that's kind of a good reason. Hello, Paul Kraus. How are you? And hello, Toby. And hello, let's see, my hello, everyone. Happy Saturday Night Live. And yeah, doing well. So those are the reasons why I would use raffia to put tension on something. People sometimes think that you would use raffia to protect bark. It does not protect bark. If you sit there and you do that raffia and you're doing that tight, uh, quite oftentimes you will see that will be the thing that tears up the bark. So when you're releasing that raffia, you'll see your bark on the all over the your work surface there. However, it does protect the bark better than a piece of rebar. So if you've got something that's going to be leaning in there really hard, you might throw some raffia in there to protect it from that hard surface or something. Other than that, the last time we did this, I did this with raffia because I didn't have any hose because I forgot hose. So enough stalling. Last time, what I did, and I'm just looking at where my angle needs to be. The last time, what I did was I placed a hand right here, and I just kind of crossed fingers and hoped to oh Billy that nothing weird happened. And that's what we're going to do now too. So I can turn it this way. So hopefully you can see that the apex is kind of a right angle to you, and that's the thing that we're going to be kicking way back, and then we'll have to okay, let's just do it and stop talking about it. All you are going to have to. All right, let's slide you forward. Give myself a little room to move here. Ooh, let's go a little more. I don't. I don't see anything opening up. I see the bark has lines in it. And I see the gaps between them just starting to show, but I don't see anything right now telling me where my crack would be if there is one. Okay, screw that, cut it loose. Easy, Pat. Yay. All right. Once again, Patricia proves the old adage better lucky than good. More. Where are those? There they are. Okay. I got some motion in it, not all that I want yet. All right. Okay. Let me see if I can show you. There we go. That's some more. That's some more. Oh yeah, I know. I hear you. I hear you, Paul. Okay. I think I got a little bit of motion. That's more of a rainbow than I was wanting more of a well, I don't have to quit. I don't have to quit at that. It's not a rule that says let's try a little bit more. Let's try to see if we can get a little bit more out of this. It's not opposed to moving. I can get some movement out of it. Well, maybe here. Okay. We got more movement out of that. We got a lot more movement out of it. It was kind of a sassy swore. I don't have a hard bend in there anywhere, but it just sort of let's see, get in the frame. It just sort of comes out of the ground and keeps twirling up. And I'm okay. I'm okay with that. I am I could probably, I might could run. I'm thinking I might could run a guy wire from here. I don't know where I would run it to though. If I could run a guy wire from my wire here and then just start cranking some tension in that and go every couple of days. Could make a hoop from here to here, I suppose. But I don't want the movement there. I want the movement here. So that wouldn't really help. That's a lot more movement than what we started. But what I actually wanted to see was I wanted to see a hard hook. I wanted to see a hard hook, something that looked like a bad day. Uh, except not really, because it wouldn't, because I wasn't looking to break the tree. Okay, all right. That's what we have. That's what we have going on. That's what we have going on there. The tree has a lot. It's quite a bit more movement. It's a lot. It is a lot more kicked back. I should probably. Now I'm checking it and monitor. It's not a bad idea. Paul suggested I run a wire through the drain hole and then come up the side. I could do that, and that's that's not a bad idea. I could even maybe throw a small sponge or something in here so that it wouldn't be making contact with the leading outside edge of the guy wire. I mean, with the pot, it wouldn't really hurt it, but it would scratch the surface. And that pot doesn't have bad patina. It's a pretty nice looking pot. All right, I'm gonna call this. I'm gonna call this that. I keep cranking on it and cranking on it. We haven't seen. We haven't seen an end to what we can do to this tree when it comes to that. It hasn't shown any opening. We never even got to this. I saw the movement that I wanted. I just can't get it to hold, and I'm reluctant to put that much wire to it. So that's kind of where I'm at. This will certainly bend, but it'll also go right back. And even after and the wire I added to it was bigger than the other two. So yeah, but still in all, it wasn't a total bust. Every time I look, I want to make sure I'm not bending it the wrong way. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah, I don't see so far. I don't see the tree opening up anywhere or showing any. So we can certainly get the movement out of it. It's just what method am I going to use to park them in there? And even then, I probably won't get a hard you know jag in it. And I wasn't looking to break it or break the tension. That wasn't really the point of it. I was just looking to get kind of a hard bend. It might very well be that as far as that kind of bend, without doing some serious woodwork, the ship might have sailed for that, but that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, I don't know how well that reads, but I am pretty happy with this actually. You can see it's like it. Yeah, we're just twirling it around like a drill bit now. All right, I'm going to call this that. That is that is the finish. Uh, Not the finish as in any grand finish, but the work that we did a couple of weeks ago, where I said "Uncle" on this bin. I knew that I was going to come back and revisit that. We put this amount of motion in it, and then I kind of put a put a little bit of pull down in that hoop. right here to bring the apex back after we did that. And we did though, we bent the tree across the living room here, and it gave up quite a bit of that right back. But we do have, but I went more than what I wanted, so that when it settled back, we would at least settle back into a good amount of movement. That's what we're looking at there. That's our head-on look with our motion. And now this makes this part of the tree, which at other angles looks really good, but that part now looks straight. I could do something. ah. All right, like and subscribe if you guys haven't already. Our next drop will be in a few minutes when I pull up a show where I did some more work on one of our Taxodium ditchum bald cypresses. And I went out on the balcony today and moved around some things because our weather was so nice. And we're going to have nice weather for a couple more days before we go into another week of drizzly drips. So in the meantime, I put the Ponderosa back on its happy perch, gave myself some room to work, broke out the toys again, fixed one of them that we tore up last time, and went to town on our bald cypress and finished up some of the stuff that I was wanting. That I was kind of was okay with what we did the other day, but in truth, I had wanted to go a little bit further, but I just kind of felt a little hemmed in with uh, with the working space that I had going there. So today that freed up, and I went, well, let's just go back in there and do that. So that's what we did today. Tomorrow, I don't know what we're going to do. This is what we were going to do tomorrow. I appreciate you, Frida. I appreciate you, and thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate you guys coming and joining me tonight on the bonsai balcony. And yeah, have a fantastic weekend.